Allison, Jenny Shattuck.
Hi, honey.
Hi. Don't call me honey in front of guys listening. Alice, you seem like a cis ball.
Sweetie?
Don't call me any wimpy name. Strong names, please. Jesus, you know how insecure I am about this. Hey, something came to mind here that I've tweeted about today that I think is possibly, I'm either way off here, or it's kind of, in a little way, something. So, remember we read that thing last night from the Globe about the golfer?
Mm-hmm.
The golfer.
In our Patreon show, though.
Oh, really? Okay, so there's a story of, in Kingston, Massachusetts, a couple moved into a house that they bought on the side of a country club, on Country Club Lane, as a matter of fact, it was called. And the couple then golf balls were hitting the house and breaking the window, and there's really overwrought writing, which really was like good tabloid writing, in the Globe. They had
about the war zone that they now lived
and they were
in.
bombarded, and it sounded like gunshots, and it was really, really full of hyperbolic imagery. Whatever, it was over the top. The writing in the Globe about this, it was kind of ungloby, although I appreciated it. You know, somebody was looking to make it seem like war zone guns, this and that. Anyway, this couple who lives in the house on the Country Club Lane, they sued, and they just won in court for
$5 million.
$5 million, which of course is obviously it's crazy, ridiculous, psychotic, considering they knew that they were moving into a golf course. They said, you know, we couldn't let somebody else live here. They had all these anecdotes about you know, letting a golf ball landing in the kiddie pool, and a golf ball smashing through the house and landing on, shattering the glass all over toys. And it was like, they're really selling this.
Well, yeah, and it's funny because, like, $5 million is so absurd because the house is only worth $750,000 when they bought it. So, like, the most money they could possibly be out from this whole thing is $750,000. So it's like, even if you have to sell the house at a huge loss to somebody, like, you still can't have lost more than $750,000 because that's all you spent on the house to start with. So the idea that, like, more than 5 times that is now what they get as judgment seems just totally bonkers to me.
So, right, and it's in the, Minahan mentioned it today, and he was right. It almost seems like the writer, like, knew these people. Because, like, how would a story like this get launched? But anyway,
and the golf course is going to appeal, and I think it's possible that...
But that's not the point.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Is that this is really... It was really written over the top. Like we said, gunshots, bombardment, under fire. One day, the guy said that his little daughter was in the car and a golf ball landed close to him. And it sounds as if you imagine these golf balls like whistling, like German dive bomber bombs during London Blitz. That's how it's set up, that they were getting bombarded. Bombarded means bombarded, which is not what was happening, but that's fine. We get the point. And anyway, and in these pictures, they got pictures of the couple who lives there. And every single picture, the wife has a puss on her face, and the husband, they look like this is the, as my friend would say, watching Tower 2 fall look. They are totally shaken. In one, they're holding up thousands of golf balls. And you know what they look like? They look like, what's that thing with the farmer and his wife?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that old painting. That old painting. And they look she looks destroyed inside. And then there's another one where he's standing in front of the hole in one of his windows. And these are the Globe photog, Jonathan something took these. And he's just very moved and very disturbed. Then there's another one where they're standing out in their lawn. And she looks concerned and he's looking. And this one's shot through from inside to outside. It's Jonathan Wiggs. The photographer artfully shoots from inside the house through one of the holes in the window that the golf ball left at the couple standing in their yard looking thoughtfully and morose, looking towards the camera. And so it seems to me, Alice, that when that photog got to their house,
Mm-hmm.
do you think they said, "Hi, come on in, just here you can"?
No, they were happy to see the photographer, and then he asked them to put on the look.
Right. So these are all posed.
Of course they are. Of course they're posed.
This is, I mean, that is so...
They're art pieces.
Yes, absolutely. I get back and say, "Oh, hi, how are you, Julian? It's great to see you here. I want you to..." They served them lemonade, I'm sure, and whatever else you do, as you would do. But, and also, they're $5 million richer, which I think which is probably part of the game here. Don't seem too happy. But, so my feeling is that... Oh, sorry, buddy.
Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Did you eat a lot of stuff? My feeling is... Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry that your tummy hurts.
Yeah, James was not feeling well either. Alice, Sally, does we have a medic in the house? Okay. Okay, we'll just ignore that.
I know what my tummy hurts means
Okay.
in his language, and it's not that.
Okay. So in other words, the photog told them to pose. All right, no, guys, no smiling. Just gonna... Which really tells you, and that's then fraudulent.
Of course it is.
Yes. So if that's fraudulent, how much of this whole thing is fraudulent? And the fact that they were willing to do it, you want us to act sad? I just think that is unethical in journalism.
Well, right. And I mean, it's one thing. I do think there's a place for sort of artistic posy photographs in media, right? Oftentimes, like when you read like long Atlantic stories or something, and it's like a big opinion piece, there'll be sort of artistically framed photographs and stuff, or there will be actual... I remember I read one, I think this was an article that was posted on Medium, but it was about like Airbnbs being dangerous, right? And like needing insurance. And there were a bunch of sort of like graphic designed things with like somebody's foot coming through a floor. It was sort of but there was sort of artistic stuff. But this isn't like an opinion piece or an essay on something. This is supposed to be a news item about this injustice that this couple suffered.
Right. And they're claiming in this story that their lives have been just devastated because they've been under assault and they think it's gunshots when the thing hits the house. And the photo just completely matches the spirit of the story. It's remarkable.
So now that they won, I mean, and I know it could be appealed too, but like, what is the motivation for them to like keep the media tour going and all this? Like, what's the...
Some people are just crazy and love attention.
Love weird attention.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't understand. So like now, like you won, your nightmare is over. Take your $5 million, sell the house, and go somewhere else.
Yeah, but Alice, so this is why this is part of the grift, right? Because also the golf course moved the tee box.
Right, so it's not an issue anymore.
It's not an issue anymore. But so now it's the mental stress and whatever that they had to go through, even though it's over. You've changed it and gotten rid of all that stuff. So you're right. But I think the goal here is to continue the grift. And also, now what happens?
So what do they go on tour asking for a law to disclose possible golf courses nearby or something whenever you do a real estate transaction?
Because they live in a $750,000 huge house, McMansion.
At least that was a few years ago.
That's a new.
The market's only gone up since then.
Which, by all accounts, is in a wonderful place with a wonderful view.
And they've now fixed the golf ball problem.
Right. So, and now they've sued the place, and for $5 million. I doubt that that place can withstand $5 million. So, is the reason for this and the sourpuss looks the fact that all of their neighbors now have lost their golf course, and so these people don't want to look happy about it, and not people in the town now, because they've sued for millions of dollars because they moved next to a golf course and golf balls hit the house. something is odd.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they found out that the golf course was going to go on a media blitz attacking them to their neighbors or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the golf course can afford or not afford, but I do think that this couple is at risk of losing this on appeal too, because the golf course is appealing it. So
Yes.
I mean, I think that that's a potential issue. You know, juries are weird. This was a jury trial, and sometimes you get weird judgments that are really undeserved. But
well, yeah, of course, because also, any other house that get hit by golf balls could sue them. Around the state, everybody just sue golf courses now. But
Right.
also, wouldn't it be weird if these people shutter that golf course by doing this, and the rest of the people on their street still live on Country Club Lane?
Mm-hmm.
It's just very interesting. So I just wanted to pick up on that because somebody was obviously posed. I've been with the photogs when they've shot subjects, and one of the reasons they shoot 58,000 shots with their cameras is to pick the most compelling ones. And
Right.
sometimes you can even but this is not what this is. These show people who have been hurt and victimized badly by this. It's just interesting. All right, let's move along. What's the next item up on the docket?
Well, obviously, we haven't talked about on this show yet the Elon Musk buying Twitter. That was quite a day today.
What an
that
incredible
happened.
thing.
Yeah, so this morning, basically, it was coming out that they were close to reaching a deal, quote, as soon as today. And then this afternoon, the Twitter shares were halted, and all of a sudden there was an announcement. It's official. He's buying Twitter for $44 million. The deal's accepted. We're good to go. So that's going to be a change of pace for Twitter, I think.
Well, the best thing, and even better than that, is, of course, the result. So here's Stelter today dealing with it.
Look, who knows? I think that's an example of a broader question for Twitter, which is, if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party? Or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users.
I love how CNN believes that total freedom for everybody is dangerous. Total freedom for them, that's perfectly appropriate. That's appropriate because, I mean, they would never get anything wrong or make anything up. But it's very problematic when everybody else is totally free.
Some Twitter users might love the idea that there's going to be absolutely no moderation and no rules at all. Others might not want to be anywhere near that. Am I crazy, Matt?
No, you're right. And what happens to the advertising? I mean, if there's no moderation or little moderation, do the advertisers stay away? What does that do to the business prospects for Twitter itself?
I think that's very much
So, first of all, I don't know how many people are inviting Brian Stelter to really wild parties. But I guess save your time because he doesn't want to go to any party where anything's too crazy. So if you're planning to get a little out of control, then don't invite Brian Stelter, I guess, because he's probably going to call the cops on you if anything happens. But it does reflect this sort of busybody attitude that people have about other people on Twitter. I'm not going to be able to attend your party. I'm not going to be able to be on your platform. People are saying things here that I don't agree with. And it's funny because no one on the right, I believe, I mean, unless I've missed something, is proposing, censoring leftists now that Elon Musk is taking over. And I don't think Elon Musk even wants to do that or particularly cares about like going after people or something. But they're acting as though, they're about to all be kicked off. There's a bunch of them like sharing their Instagram handles in case like, I don't know what's going to happen, but here are my other platforms just in case.
Oh my God, that's great.
So like, I don't know what they think is going to happen to them exactly, but they think someone's trying to tell on them. But really like what it's about is they're worried they're not going to be able to tell on you anymore. That's the problem for them. And they'll say it too. They'll frame it like, now there's going to be so much harassment. This platform is going to be impossible to be on for trans people. It's going to be impossible for Black women. Right. So this woman said this. So John, did you find that cut, or do you remember that show now? So back last year, this woman was on a show on like Oprah's network, I think. I don't know if Barn Barrel fans remember this. I remembered this. This woman, Brittany Cooper, who's like an author on racism and whatever, said that Black women are heavier because of racism, because racism causes diets not to work for them the way that they work for white people. So that's why. But unsurprisingly, she's also discovered the racism in Elon Musk buying Twitter, because it turns out that the real problem with Elon Musk buying Twitter is that the platform is going to be bad for Black women now. So here's what she tweeted today. She went into a whole thread about it.
Brittany what?
Brittany Cooper. Her handle on Twitter is Professor Crunk. So she says, emotionally, we treat this place as though it is the public, and now it will become a privately owned entity, masquerading as the public one. Yep, no danger there. Also, Elon wants to shred its content moderation policies, and this is already a trash place to be as a Black woman. All this to say, this is what happens when folks are allowed to amass so much wealth that they colonize whole swaths of public life, and there's no political will to stop it. Now, bear in mind, the left has been telling us for years now that Twitter literally kicking people off the platform was, just their right as a private company, and it was no big deal. And, if you don't like it, build your own Twitter. So now, Brittany Cooper, I would say, if you feel that Twitter is racist now because Elon Musk bought it, then maybe you should build your own Twitter. So.
Well, and also, it's interesting because supposedly Trump has said that he doesn't want his Twitter account back, but that's hard to believe. Because I don't think he tweets very much on Truth Squad or whatever that one is that he's got. Truth
Social.
Yeah. So I would think that he would want to be back on Twitter, if anything.
I would think he would too. I mean, I think he likes the attention of being on Twitter, but I don't know. I don't think it's particularly great for Republicans if Trump is back on Twitter.
No.
I think it's very healthy that he's far away
he can
doing
screw
his
everything
own
up.
thing.
You can screw it. Yeah, the left would use that in a second to try to essentially put Trump back in the White House in a symbolic way, and let Democrats run against him rather than having to defend their position and defend their president in November. And we don't want that. We don't want that. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. I mean, I know that Elizabeth Warren tells me this deal is dangerous for our democracy. Billionaires like Elon Musk play by a different set of rules than everyone else, accumulating power for their own gain. God, and this is so unoriginal and so ridiculous. We need a wealth tax and strong rules to hold big tech available. As Warren continues her far left progressive presidential campaign from the weekend. God, there's something about her that's just so. Maybe it's her delivery, but I can see her saying that. There's something about her that's just so freaking unoriginal and unappealing. And this crap that she's trying. I'm not saying she doesn't believe any of it. She's just trying to. Thankfully, she
right.
cratered in the race.
I do want to talk to you a little bit about this further, because we addressed the Liz Warren thing a little previously, and we've talked about Cory Booker and some of these other people who look like they're making moves to be under consideration if something happens in 2024. I still do think there's a possibility that this could be anyone's race in 2024. I think Biden could also be gone sooner than we think. One thing that was interesting is I was reading someone's thread about the Ketanji Brown Jackson appointment, right? And Biden forced the Office of Legal Counsel to actually weigh in with a decision on whether or not he could preemptively confirm her. Because normally they wait.
Preemptively confirm who?
Ketanji Brown Jackson. Okay.
Is she not confirmed?
No, she is.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, this is going back in time. And So, but normally what you do is you wait for the person to be gone and then you confirm the new person.
Mm-hmm.
You don't normally do it while they're still sitting in the seat, which is
Breyer still there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't officially step down. Yeah, I mean he did, but he announced he's going to, right? He's doing it at the end of the session in June. So the Office of Legal Counsel for the White House had to weigh in with a decision with whether or not this was legal for Biden to do this before he was actually gone. And they did decide that he could, and it would take effect once he stepped down, that she wouldn't officially be the justice until he's officially done, but that he can announce her preemptively. So this lawyer, I forgot who it was speculating about why this could be. What's the point of doing this early? Why not just wait until June when it's the end of their term and he steps down officially, right? And the only thing they could come up with, which I think is super interesting, is that Biden wanted credit for appointing the first Black woman justice, and he might not be there anymore in June.
Well, then if he's not there anymore in June, then he's created another first.
Well, yeah, but that could, I mean, so, I mean, I don't know, but I do think that's interesting because, what other reason could there be for him not to wait to appoint her, for it to officially, do it?
So why would Clyburn want it immediately? I mean, there's
what's the point of having it be immediate and not waiting? Why go to the trouble of having the Office of Legal Counsel do it?
Actually, he didn't appoint the Clyburn pick, did he?
That was the other one.
Yeah, Clyburn and Lindsey Graham wanted the same person, right?
I don't. But it wasn't the Clyburn person. But I'm saying, why do it early?
I'm trying to think of a reason. Why do it early? I mean, in order to try to juke the polls to see if you can get something going.
Maybe, but do people care really? Once she's official by the Senate, and wouldn't you want it to be closer to the midterms, if anything?
I would, to be honest, yes, I would. You'd think that especially if they thought Republicans might try to maul her, you do it closer to the elections. I don't know, Alice. I mean, he's terrible, but I mean, if he's going to step down, then why doesn't he just step down now?
I mean, I don't know, but he's looking worse and worse. The gaffes are bad. The Hunter Biden stuff is being investigated. None of it looks good.
I mean, is he? None of it.
He's not going to be good for them in the midterms. Maybe
Well,
there are people in the party who think that having Kamala would be better for the midterms, and she's not going to have time to screw stuff up between whenever and then. But it'll be exciting this first, and that'll get people to turn out for Democrats and be excited about it, that now you have the first Black woman president.
It is interesting. And, watching that Easter Bunny move
him
Biden
around seems more out of it than ever.
Was tough. But, okay, so, and actually for him, Ukraine is going pretty good at this point. Just popularity-wise. And...
somebody emailed us to suggest a conspiracy theory that something could happen to Biden, that he could be assassinated or something, and then that also would create all this positive sentiment about him and the Democratic Party, right? So
yeah, it's a bit of a measure to take.
Yeah,
you're gonna need conspirators and to do it right, and it's a.
So I don't know, but I mean,
I don't think they're gonna whack him.
But do you think Biden's gonna make it to the midterms as president? Not alive, but as president?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is what's the most politically opportune thing to do. So, I mean, he needs a win. If he could go out on a win, that's a good thing. So if it's possible there's a Russian withdrawal from Ukraine, that's a win, a proxy win for us, because we're on the team Uke. He can't have any more. There can't be any more legislative wins at this point. I can't legislative wins. What else is possible for him? Nothing in Build Back Better. He can't get any of that. He's already coughed it up with the coronavirus. Inflation is no good. You can't do that in time. You can't do gas prices in time anyway. To bring the gas prices back down to $3 is not a win.
But you could usher in a historic presidency right after ushering in a historic Supreme Court justice.
I guess so, but what does that do for the Democrats? I mean, so what's he laying himself down for? And also I think Jill likes it there.
I mean, yeah, but how long can you keep up the charade of this? Like you said, with like the Easter Bunny stuff. I mean, like the guy can't do live events anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know, why would he wait till the summer? Then the summer is a slower season. I mean,
I feel like they could just make an announcement and say like, about his health or whatever. Like we've had like a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or whatever they decide to say that he has, right? And like, we've had this diagnosis and the best thing for the American people would be for me to step aside at this time and like focus on my family and blah, blah, blah. And, in the remaining time spend. And I know that Kamala is this historic president is going to be great, XYZ, da, da, da. And then like the media goes back into fawning mode because remember they were fawning on Biden at first and then like it got too disastrous. But now they have like a new person to be like, oh my gosh, so historic, Kamala's so amazing, etc., etc. And they can do that for like a few months in the lead up to the midterms, as long as Kamala doesn't break anything too badly in the next few months. And that gives them like some wind in the sails, in theory.
Yeah. So, okay.
And they can cry racism when Joe Manchin blocks stuff or whatever, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to cry racism, I think, no matter what. Yeah, it's not a bad point. Remember, by the way, Alice, speakpipe.com.
Right. So we do have some new messages to play too. And if you want to leave us messages and have them played on the show, you can go to burnbarrelpodcast.com and you can leave us a message there. There's a button for our SpeakPipe account where you can leave a voicemail. It works really well. It's been super easy. And we do have some new messages to play today, actually, too.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm obsessed. I tried not to listen to too many of them in advance.
Hey, what's going on? I was wondering what you and Tom thought of the 90s sketch show Kids in the Hall. All right, thank you.
I don't think anything about the 90s sketch show Kids in the Hall because I have never seen it. What about you, Tom?
I thought it was good. I thought Kids in the Hall was good. There was also one in the 80s.
So this was like a sort of SNL wannabe, a sketch show?
Hold on, yeah.
Is that what's meant by sketch show? We had Mad TV.
This was kind of an SNL thing.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, yes, the Kids in the Hall was fantastic. I was just watching Girl Drink Drunk, which is great.
Is that from that?
Yeah, you remember that?
You have showed me that, yes.
Yes, that's right. And what's his name? He was the guy who was on with Rogan, actually. Dave Foley. Hall cast. There was another ensemble group. Oh no, that's from the 80s. The Kids in the Hall is from the 80s. Oh my goodness!
Did it span both?
Kids in the Hall was 88 through 2021. Dave Foley came. There's another guy, the gay guy in there, who I thought was really good in the Kids in the Hall. Yeah. Yes, that's right. They were great, but there was another one too, like the Kids in the Hall. Might have been. You guys will know either earlier or later. But I thought they were great. Obviously, the Girl Drink Drunk is fantastic. And a lot better than SNL in some years. Anyway. Want to hear another one?
Sure, let's go.
Hey guys, Toast here. Sorry I didn't chime in.
This is a cat who's a listener, by the way.
Hey guys, Toast here. Sorry I didn't chime in yesterday. I have one thought. Maybe your voice recordings could be called the barrel roll, kind of like roll call. Also, I listened to 3 podcasts, and 2 of them are nationally known names, and I think you guys are just as good as those 2 other ones. So keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for the very kind shout out about the shirt. And I am Team Burn Babe all the way. Love you. Bye-bye.
That's very nice. That's Toast.
Shadhead's still winning, by the way.
Toast is on a tear, actually. Trashing. Toast is... You guys, many of you don't know Toast, but she's a classy person. She's from the... I'll just say this about her. She comes from the horse riding steeplechase set up here in northern Massachusetts. So she's got panache. So when I get into stealing for a living, the Toast House is where I'm going to steal stuff from, especially that awesome flying Victorian era thing downstairs. It's a long story. Anyway, but she is torching Larry Elder on Twitter.
Why? What did he do?
For the Relief Factor ad where he's riding a horse badly. This is the horse community lashing out at good conservative Larry Elder. Next message, Alice, right here on the barrel roll.
Hey, I was wondering who would win in a fight, Kathy Carr or Alice. All right, thanks. Bye.
Bastard.
Who would win in a fight, Kathy Carr or Alice? I don't know Kathy personally like you do, so I think you're going to have to weigh in on that one.
On advice from counsel, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment freedoms here to refuse to answer that question. It's Fifth Amendment,
I
right?
mean, what kind of fight are we talking about?
Alice, I'm not sure.
A legal battle?
It matters. If Alice has a few drinks, it's all on the table. Bastard. Troublemaker.
Hey, Toast again.
Oh, Toast.
Just wanted to say, if Shatheads wins, I'm moving to Canada.
Ooh.
Just so you know.
It's vicious. Plenty of people moving to Canada already because of the Tesla. Because of
Twitter.
Very interesting. Listen how shifty Toast is. First message comes from Toast. Second one comes from Anonymous. Horse people. Let's see. It's pretty much Toast and Justin. Should we go through the rest of them?
Sure.
I thought there was another. Wasn't there another one? Did I play?
You played the one about kids in the hall? Is that Justin too?
Well, what about? Did I play this one?
And Kathy Carr?
Judging by the chaotic nature of the show, the interruptions, and the general disorder of your life, which is fun, and I'd love it. I think the name of the show should be A Total Shat Show.
Sorry, the people who are... I mean, the problem is, of course, that, they're...
Well, the first half of the name Shattuck lends itself to a lot of puns.
It does, and unfortunately, that's the past tense for defecation, which isn't great, actually, now that I think about it. And
I don't love it either. I'm with you, Leslie and Toast, but the Shatheads are winning the merchandise wars, so I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Tom and Alice. I was wondering if Tom was aware of a thing called a Kentucky Fried Chicken buffet. It's like really big here in the Midwest and probably down south. All right, let me know.
Are you kidding me?
A
No
Kentucky
way,
Fried
dude.
Chicken buffet?
Really? Like, I've been to great, cool buffets, like at Shoney's and things, but I had no idea. My goodness. That would be good. I mean, my brother's more into, like, the crazy teriyaki versions, etc., but obviously KFC is beautiful, and unless it's been sitting around for a while, I'm surprised there's any buffets left. We gotta get coordinates on Justin where exactly he lives.
Hey, Alice and Tom. I was wondering how you guys are doing. I was wondering if Tom, if he wasn't in the radio business, could see himself becoming a professional cornhole player. All right, thanks.
So I don't like cornhole, and
Is it because you don't like the name?
I was shocked when I heard what the name was. I was shocked that it was called that like 10 years ago when I found out what it was. But you know what? I don't like, Alice. Although I have played it, enjoyed it, and once been okay at. I don't like. There's something about I don't like board games. I don't like being told to go graze over there for a while with your bean bags and or no. Now we're doing the thing where we're playing Boggle for a while, and so you have to pause life for a while. You're
not really a games person. That's true.
I'm not.
Although around here, there's a company that makes handmade, fancy, like wooden cornhole sets. And they go to like farmers markets and stuff and sell them. And they're hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And like people buy them. We had like a parent of one of our kids' friends was like showing off their new like $450 cornhole set that they just bought off the local company and were raving about.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. It's an activity you do while you're drinking beer, really. But I'm not a huge corn. I get a little nervous when I see cornhole. But I did get into, in the mid-'90s, I did get into playing darts. My mother was actually a really good dart player. I playing darts at bars, and I got pretty good at that, which I really liked, which is fun. Have you ever played darts?
I think so, but not like in a serious way.
Yeah, we actually played darts at the bar, the bar where I was falsely accused of groping the lady, the overnight worker from the front desk where I worked, which I did not do, obviously. Even if I had the
desire.
Yes, I do not have the guts. That's a little bold move for Tom Shattuck. So somebody out there, you did it.
What do you feel about trivia nights? Do you like going to trivia nights at bars?
I like them because I always did really well. And when we used to go to the BHP, we could almost count on doing well enough to order Beacon Hill Pub, win enough to buy more beers.
Two-time champion, by the way, of trivia at Patrick's in Malden.
That's a great bar, actually. Patrick's.
I went to the trivia 2 times and I won both times.
That's a great. I don't think there's a lot of math club nerds at Patrick's and Malden, Alice. But that is a great bar. What's that called? Magnolia section of Malden, right? Isn't that what that's called?
I forgot. I don't think it's Magnolia, but I know
Didn't
what you mean. It does have a nice name.
Didn't I run into you in that bar one time?
Run into me in that bar?
Oh, no, I ran into Jason and Carol.
Your other girlfriend?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
At that bar.
Okay, other things going on in the world currently. This guy, Richard Hanania.
That's he's being satirical.
Okay, is he? You're totally sure?
Yes, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he has this thing. He's got this post saying Elon Musk takes over Twitter. He's a billionaire who doesn't even have a master's degree. Is that who we are going to trust with the future of our democracy? And people are going after him for it, and he's staying
in character.
Yeah, in character. So. Obviously, I think
I've followed him for a while. I do think it's satire, knowing him, but I mean, I guess you never know. But I think it's satire. But I do have a question for you though, because you were complaining about me calling you honey or sweetie, and I saw this debate pop up on Twitter, which I thought was interesting, which is that someone was complaining that they can't, like, what do they call themselves in their boyfriend now? Because they're, like, middle-aged, and it sounds weird to say, like, my long-term boyfriend when you're introducing somebody. But if you're not married, then, like, what do you call it? And they were saying like, they should, like, call it partner.
I don't like partner. It's so PC sounding.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty bad. But so this woman, Allison, said, I 100% get why it's cringy for straight couples to say partner, but can we have something else? I'm so old for boyfriend. And then somebody retweeted and said, partner's not cringy. It's a gender-neutral, commitment-agnostic, inclusive term that assumes nothing and discloses nothing about your relationship. It's for everyone to use.
Jesus, what a flattened world that woke progressives live in. Seriously, what a flattened, unfun world.
I would actually be offended if you ever introduced me as your partner.
Yeah, it's like, what are we working in the same law office? This is crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Just get married. If you feel juvenile when you're calling somebody your boyfriend, maybe it's because it's time to grow up and get married. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, everybody just get married.
And then you can call people your husband, and then you can feel like an adult like the rest of us without using silly words like partner to describe the person that you're essentially common law married to, right? Like, just... I don't understand. Just jump in and like call it married. But Sean, it is very revealing about progressives, isn't it? That they need us to all like affirm that it's great that they call each other partner.
Yes, and by the way, it's like labels and names to them mean so much. That's why they're always like bitchy when you say something like, I'm not this, I'm not that. Oh, I don't want to get into it. Anyway, this lady and her partner one time at the dog park, when I had my dog, this Sky, the Greyhound, 10 years ago, I said, wow, your dog has nice fur. And she said, it's hair. The dog has hair. I said, oh, God, just go run into traffic, please, and take your hair dog with you. I don't get that. Like, I don't get people who have the time or inclination to have hang-ups. I'm going to walk out into the world with 30 potential problems and issues ready to go. I'm going to set the traps right now. So if somebody walks into the traps, I'll be ready to be pissed off.
Well, I don't get it either. And I grew up as a kid with a name that people constantly mispronounced. And I just didn't care anymore. By like 6th grade, they mispronounced it at like our fifth grade graduation or whatever, and I like my friend was like all mad on my behalf, and I was like, I don't care what they're how they say my name, like it doesn't bother me at all. Like, why would I care about something like that? But yeah, but that's like all the woke stuff is so focused on that. This is my partner. I'm she, they. Like, you need to call me doctor. I have a master's degree. Like, why? None of that stuff matters. Right? Like, I just don't.
I know. People with hang-ups, I don't get it. Oh, that really bothers me if you call me. Why would you show somebody you can be hurt that easily, too? I don't get it. I call you every name but your name, usually. But, I mean, not bad words, but, I mean, sometimes of mixed taste, usually objectifying you sexually, I would say. Is that fair to say?
That's possible, yes.
But in a loving way. Obviously comes from a good place because,
you do like me, I feel.
Yes, I do, absolutely. But, I mean, come on. Everybody lighten the frig up. You know what? It's the same thing with the Musk thing. You know what? Oh, here we go. I have a reason I'm upset. But I'm upset about the CEO of a company based in Stanford, California, that I'll never visit, and who's going to make, who controls now an app that a bunch of people talk in. Like, are you really mad about that? And the thing is that it's very possible that it's conservatives who get hurt by this guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there is speculation from some people, too, that this is, like, actually kind of dangerous because one of the problems on Twitter is that the DMs, like, aren't encrypted and that, that the company can access people's DMs, right? So, like...
Right.
Depending on what decisions the owner of it makes, it could be sort of dangerous because people like kind of assume that those are private. But
you know what? So I DM stuff with some people that is certainly cancelable. But I got to think though that if they released everybody's, that
everybody would be canceled, so
right.
It would be fine. That's always been my philosophy about getting canceled, sort of too. Is I'm like not that stressed about it because. Like, if we're going to do that, they'd have to cancel everyone. There's so much data out there on everybody. It's, not really that big a deal. But I don't know.
All right, so what's the thing that people should do to leave messages for us again, Alice?
You go to burnbarrelpodcast.com. There's a button there that says leave a message for Tom Shunning's Burn Barrel, and you press that, and you can record something. It's just like 2 clicks, and you can just record. You don't need to do anything special.
Please do it. Anything you want at all to do it. And I prefer to listen to them blind, so I'm just playing them. So you can say anything you want. I really encourage it. I think that your content is interesting and puts us in a new place, which is good. And you guys are funny and interesting and really cool. And then that way you can learn more about each other as well, which I think can be cool. For instance, that Toast is now just giving a brutal beatdown to Larry Elder.
Maybe he didn't have access to horses growing up like some people.
Oh, what a shot! What a vicious shot. I am sorry, Toast.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
Obviously, I love Toast. Obviously, I do.
That was vicious.
Obviously, I do. I'm going to see her at town meeting pretty soon. Next month, I'll be at town meeting. Very exciting. She's my town meeting buddy. Anyway, but yes, do leave us a message.
What's on the docket at town meeting this year?
Oh, the higher school budget.
Oh, yeah.
Where they want to hire a bunch more teachers and stuff.
Yeah. I'm against the new school. I'm against the school budget. I think the school should look like a 70s penitentiary, like it did when I went to school, like a Superfund hellhole. And I think that since schools are basically a penitentiary, that they should not be. They should all have fluorescent lights that buzz and flicker.
There's also, this will interest you too, there's also potentially a new ordinance that's like more protective of wetlands, that goes like above and beyond the state laws that protect wetlands and would make them even more protected in West Newbury. So.
Oh, good. Because right now, the wetlands are all developments, and so it'd be nice if we
actually the development.
Why did you said the town name, Alice?
I did? Oh, I didn't mean to. Well, I don't know. The development across the street from us is in trouble. Did you know construction's halted on it, by the way?
Wait, that's up there?
Yeah.
That's what that is?
What do you mean?
The thing you sent?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's halted because they carved out a big chunk of the hill, and now the water runoff is crazy. And every time there's a storm, the whole street gets flooded.
I've seen that. How interesting.
So it's a huge problem. So they've stopped any construction until they present like a whole plan of how they're going to handle the runoff from like an expert and all this stuff. Because it's also ruining the land of the other two like duplexes that are built in the development too. It's like all over their property. They don't have an easement for their water running all over other people's property. So they're in trouble. They can't do any more construction until they solve it.
Oh my goodness. Nature is reclaiming that, Alice, like it's reclaimed so much of that old Mother Road.
Anyway, you can talk to us on Twitter at Burn Barrel Pod. You can talk to us on Facebook, facebook.com/Burn Barrel Podcast and burnbarrelpodcast.com.